Good morning. Where's my voice today? Good morning. Welcome to Mantra 108, where we're working our way through. We are on the 14th day of our 8-syllable Viṣṇu mantra. This mantra that facilitates the return of the individual person into bigger consciousness. One of our great liberation mantras. This mantra is all about compassion and peace and boundless love. Good morning. I see people starting to join. Take a couple of sips of my tea to get my voice a little loosened up. This actually isn't my first cup. I've been up for a while, of course, but it's always nice to get the voice warmed up, loosened up, awakened with a little warm liquid before we begin our mantra practice. So one more sip and then we'll get started talking about our subject du jour, our subject for today. Don't you love the feeling of sipping green tea in the morning or sipping whatever your favorite hot liquid is? That's a real luxury. So yesterday we talked about pramana. Pramana. Get my pronunciation correct. Pramana. So pramana, it was this idea of correct evaluation, correct perception. Today we're going to talk about vipariyaya. Vipariyaya is misperception. Correct perception yesterday, misperception today. And in reading through this chapter, this is a very short chapter, just 2 full pages really. And in reading through it, usually I take out paragraphs that I think are important for us to think about, talk about. But today I'm going to read the whole thing because I think the whole thing is very applicable to what's going on right now with this big discussion that we're having around racism in our country. So I think this is an important thing for us to consider this morning. So vipariyaya is this word, misperception. Vipariyaya, perceiving something incorrectly, is the opposite of pramana, correct perception. Misperception can be due to lack of information, false assumptions, or our own distorted process of perceiving. The vritti, and remember the vritti is the activity of the citta, the heart, mind, energy field. So this vritti, this activity of heart-mind, is caused by a lack of knowledge or understanding and is to be removed by clarifying our heart-mind. Sometimes we think we understand something, but we do not yet have enough information for a full picture. An example is the blessing in disguise. So this is a great story that many of you have probably heard in the past, but an example of this is the blessing in disguise. A man falls off a horse, breaks his leg. This injury seems unfortunate until a war breaks out and all the men in the town are called upon to fight, except for the man who broke his leg. His life may now be spared because the injury was a blessing in the end. Accepting events as they occur and moving forward with a positive and hopeful attitude enables us to bypass unnecessary suffering and anxiety. The harmful form of vipariyaya is delusion, when perception and reality do not match. If we are used to looking at things in a certain way and our expectations are not met, then our perception is due to past conditioning. These are our samskaras, our past conditionings. And we suffer. Our ego, responsible for maintaining our reputation or for saving face, may prevent us from admitting that we're wrong. This unbending attitude will alienate us from the truth and lead to actions based on incorrect information. When we make assumptions based on incomplete knowledge, thinking we're right when we're actually wrong, then vipariyaya is present. For example, in the dark, you see something laying on the ground that's long and skinny and twisted, and you think it's a snake. When the daylight appears, you see that the object is clearly just a rope on the ground. Your original perception of the object as a snake is vipariyaya. Your corrected perception that it is a rope is pramanya. Oh, the joys of Sanskrit pronunciation. Pramana. So let me say that again. Your original perception of the object as a snake is vipariyaya. Your corrected perception that it is a rope is pramana. Judgments based on misperception can be quite wrong and unfair. Limited interaction with certain groups of people who may share a common racial background can lead to stereotyping and racism. Here's where it becomes very pertinent to what we're living through today. If we, after one or two negative experiences with members of a certain race, then experience everyone who fits that racial profile to be like those who were involved in our negative experiences, then we've moved away from yoga and toward prejudice and racism. Just because something or someone is foreign to us and we have a limited understanding of them is no reason to make broad judgments. If we read a single article about someone who fell sick after ingesting an herb, is it fair to blame and avoid the entire science of herbalism? It would be wiser to seek out professional herbalists and ask them why the person became ill. A helpful form of vipariyaya, as it transforms into correct perception, pramana, by admitting we are wrong, asking questions to verify our perception, and adjusting our knowledge to fit reality. Learning from our mistakes, listening to different perspectives helps to reduce vipariyaya and increase pramana. By clarifying our heart-mind and refining our sensory organs to the point where they are keen, alert, and fully under our control, we can reduce our likelihood of false perception and increase our ability to see things as they actually are. Open-mindedness and the capacity to learn and move through our life experiences will lead to fewer unfair misperceptions and more understanding of the people and events around us. And then some of his final thoughts, which I like too. What I perceive is not always the truth. I can adjust my opinions and behaviors as I encounter new and better information. I will strive to see things as they are at all times and not jump to unfair conclusions. So, gosh, I think this is so applicable to what we're living through right now, don't you? It's important for us to really employ, as he said, all of our senses, everything that is available to us. I mean, gosh, we have so much information available to us that we can do research through. I just posted on Facebook this morning an invitation for people to watch a Netflix documentary right now that's called 13th, about the 13th Amendment. But it's about racism in our country and all of the small and large ways that it appears, and that it is fed, and that it hasn't seemed in all of these many, many years of civil disobedience, of civil rights marching, of small changes in legislation, so many things that we've done, little tiny things that we've done, really hasn't helped very much. And, we still have blatant racism in this country. So I believe it's each one of our jobs to examine our own perceptions and make sure that our perceptions are based on truth rather than indiscriminate judgment, and rather on not on vipariyaya, misperception, but pramana, correct evaluation. So we all have to be our own scholars and do our own homework. All right. We'll sink into our practice now. So go ahead and close your eyes. In part, I want to apologize for making these morning practices and morning talks political, but another part of me says, no, it's important to make these statements now. Close your eyes, press through your crown, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Soften your skin, soften your muscles. Soften the heart, the mind. Invite a softness to our perceptions. So that we might let go of some of our wrong perceptions. Taking an inhale together to begin. Auṁ Namo Nārāyaṇāya. 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 Auṁ Namo Auṁ Namo Nārayaṇāya. 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 Auṁ Namo Auṁ Namo Nārāyaṇāya. Auṁ Namo Nārayaṇaya. Auṁ Namo Nārayaṇāya. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sit with the silence of your sound vibration. that brings us to the end of our practice today. So today's encouragement is to stay away from, or be aware of, I would say, not stay away from because it's hard to do that, but be aware of the viparyaya, the misperceptions that you have engaged in, and seek clarity so that we can make correct evaluation. Pramana, correct evaluation. All right. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for getting political with me for a moment. It's important now, really important. See you tomorrow morning.